Now, folks, if you'll just gather around a little closer now. Come right in a little closer. That's it. That's fine, folks.
The Fury family debate. Yeah.
Never call me a coward again. I've had 35 professional fights and been boxing 18 years of my life. I've climbed off the canvas 10 times off the biggest punches in history to win. Never a coward. Never back down from any man in my life. And if any man calls my wife a I'll take his teeth out. God bless you all. You get knocked out.
Thank you.
Being very loud, very aggressive. Tyson Fury defending the honor of his wife, Paris. If anyone is calling my wife a bitch, I'll have their teeth out. He said, I'll have their effing teeth out. He's responding to Aegis KLIMAS, Alexander Usyk's manager, who said Tyson Fury's a coward, who got his bitch to hit him in the frying pan with the eye. He doesn't want to fight Usyk. And Tyson, he responded in kind. Like, KLIMAS said he didn't mean, or he didn't call his wife a bitch. Well, advice if you're from a country and English ain't your first language. You have to learn the nuances of what you're saying. It did sound like you could have possibly have been directing your diatribe at Mrs. Fury. Let's keep it real. Legit cut, eye or not, Tyson Fury needs the extra time to train. All these quick turnarounds for Tyson Fury that people have spoke of. Yeah, I'm going to fight Chisora and then I'll fight Usyk early 2023. Then all the shenanigans went on. Apparently Usyk signed his part of an agreement with the Saudis and Fury didn't sign his, but Frank Warren disputes that was the case. Then there was all the, take the rematch clause out. I want more of the split. I want this, I want that. And, it got ludicrous and Team Usyk had to walk away. And Fury's name was mud. The fight didn't happen in 2023. And let's not forget, AJ, sign the contract. Rushed AJ because he needed to fight. He needed to fight so badly because he was going to fight Usyk early 2023. Yeah, right. The Ngannou fight was in November last year and he gave it all the big talk. Yeah, I'm going to fight Usyk in December. It's got to happen in December. And then you all saw what happened in the ring. I'll see you next year, guys. He's a joker. He's a joker, And I should have known that May, regardless if the cut's legitimate or not, that he just wasn't going to make May. He wasn't going to make May. Fury needs at least a year against a credible opponent like Usyk. At least a year, ideally. But he's not getting a year because Turkey Al Sheikh looks like he's got him under lock and key right now. $10 million penalty this time if you go for the old sick note trick. So, whether it's a legit cut or not, I believe he needs the extra time because the Fury fans, I didn't call you a fanboy, I called you fans, you believe that Tyson Fury can make these quick turnarounds from one fight to the next when he can't. He cannot do it. There's a reason he picked Derek Chisora as a voluntary and then what he thought could have been a soft touch in Ngannou next. There's a reason he did that. Because these are fights that hypothetically he might have thought he didn't need intensive training camps for. Let's keep it real. And then John Fury, he got loud. Well, he didn't get loud. He was quite measured. I was quite shocked. He offered out Carl Froch. And not for a fight on the cobbles, which would have probably been more in his favour. But he wants to fight Carl Froch in the boxing ring. Carl Froch would fucking clean him up, wouldn't he? Be just too quick.
Okay, video to Carl the Snake Froch. You're having plenty to say, mate, on your little podcast channel. John Fury's rung the bell for you again, got you plenty of content, got you plenty of viewing figures, what you was after. But listen, your mate George Groves said something very interesting. You and me, Wembley Stadium, 93,000 crowd. I'm up for that, my friend. Let's talk about the business side of it, get the contracts drawn up, and I will fight you Wembley Stadium this year. Don't worry about that. John Fury will not back out of a fight with you, my friend. And nobody else either.
Carl Froch looks like he's still in shape. He's 13 years younger. He's 46. John's 59. He better hope Carl don't say yes. Because Carl's been looking for a celebrity fight. He was trying to fight Jake Paul. What makes John think he can beat Carl Froch? In the ring. He's a little bit taller. He's got a weight advantage, but some might argue it's an excess weight advantage. Although Carl might not want to get that surgically reconstructed hooter bashed up. If you put the money up, Carl would probably take the fight, because he wouldn't have to worry about his nose. If his nose got bashed up, he'd have enough to get it reconstructed again. Although I don't see John hitting him clean with no shit. Because Carl's based his podcast on being very confrontational and saying controversial things, which are not always going to be reciprocated the way he sees it. That he's just speaking his mind. Well, a lot of people can say, I don't like what your mind is saying. Let's have this fight. And I saw him on video. You'll see me, John, and you'll do nothing. Well, John's offered you out now. Carl the Snake FROCH. John is Cobra. John's quite funny, though. Call him the Snake FROCH. Look, it's a slow news day. Hey, it would be funny if John turned him over.
I wouldn't like to see anything change that's not broke, and I think 2-minute rounds is why all eyes are on women's boxing, why it's relentless, why it is exciting. I think if they start going to 3, you'll see more of a stretch from depth, which won't be healthy, and some of the female fights might become a little bit boring, where you can put 2 average girls, they'll pitch a great fight because it's 2 minutes and it's relentless, and I think it's great.
He's bang on the money, right? Women's boxing is becoming a commodity more than ever. It's more consistent in how many good fights are being produced than ever. The women are earning good money. They're on TV. More people are accepting it. And let's be specific, more men, who are the majority stakeholder in viewing sports generally, to push it up to 3 minutes would be an absolute disaster. Well, maybe not an absolute disaster, but it's a very risky move. Very risky. And here's why. Attention deficit, even people without a lot of disposable income, have Freeview TV, which is multiple channels. And then if they have some access to Wi-Fi, a phone, a PC or laptop, that's more content that can be viewed, which will be competing, not with just women's boxing, but men's boxing. Men's boxing, you see in a lot of examples where men's boxing has to figure out how they're going to crunch the figures. Are we going to put this on pay-per-view, or how are we going to pay the fighters? And then we don't get the fight. Let alone women's boxing. Women's boxing is competing not only with men, but all the other content, sports content, and just content in general. Yeah? You fling that up to 3 minutes around 10 frees, 12 frees, as opposed to 10 twos. What people are not factoring in, yeah? If there's a backlash or a definitive pushback against the whole 10 threes thing, they're not just going to say no more women's boxing because it's not politically correct. In this cancel culture, these networks trying to get sponsors and the promoters trying to get numbers, they're not going to come out and say that women's boxing is no longer viable. They'll just stop airing it. That's what will happen. This is what will happen. So all of you are pushing really hard for it. You got to think about what you're doing. You know, I'm all about promoting the best fights, to be on cards, to be consistently on the TV, but you got to watch how you do it. Like, I can't remember the sequence it was on a MATCROOM card where they put 2 women's fights on consecutively. And for me, it was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Maybe if the standard of the 2 fights were higher, could have pulled it off. You know, you got to keep it fresh. You've got to keep women's boxing fresh. Yeah? Let's not forget, you know, World Championship boxing in the 80s, they reduced the rounds from 15 to 12. Some say it's because of what happened with Ray Mancini and Duck Cool Kim in 1982, a WBC lightweight fight where Kim died as a result of head injuries, that they reduced it from 15 to 12. The other argument was that that's not the reason. They did it because it was taking a lot of time up in scheduling. They could get more advertisement revenue by decreasing the rounds. And this is men's boxing. You got to keep it fresh. All these headstrong, we need 10 free. You got to think it out. You got to think it out. Steffi Bull was bang on the money. Steffi Bull, he trains Terry Harper, and she'll be challenging Sandy Ryan for a WBO welterweight title on the 23rd of March in Sheffield. This is on the undercard of Dalton Smith versus ZEPEDA. Campbell Hatton will fight for his first title when he takes on Jimmy Joe Flint, Central Area Super Lightweight Champion. He's 13-1-2. Hatton is 14-0. Many are tipping Flint to win the fight. In the industry, they're saying that Flint could upset the son of the two-weight world champion Ricky Hatton. It's sink or swim. Can Hatton rise to the occasion? Dalton Smith, 15-0, 11 inside the distance, steps up against three-time world title challenger, the puncher, Jose ZEPEDA. 37 wins, 4 losses, 28 inside the distance. He can bang. Dalton Smith is an improving fighter. The issue Dalton may have is that scar tissue. He headlines in what is a huge night in Sheffield. ZEPEDA, he went the distance with Richardson Hitchens last time out. He was competitive but outclassed by Regis Progress and was stopped in the 11th in 2022. That was for the vacant WBC strap. Dalton Smith, he's British, Commonwealth champion. Can he jump levels and show he's in the same league as the likes of Progress and Richardson? Can he do that? ZEPEDA, he needs this win to stay in contention in the title picture. He needs this win, and Smith cannot afford to sleep on him. Needs to do a good job. 26 years of age. ZEPEDA, 34. It really is last chance saloon. It's an important fight. Sticking with the super lightweights or junior welterweights, whatever you want to call them, MATCROOM could possibly have the strongest roster of 140-pounders right now. Dalton Smith, if he can get past ZEPEDA and look good, he's in the picture. Devin Haney, Regis Progress, Liam Paro, the Australian, is highly ranked. And it looks like he's going to challenge IBF champion, a.k.a. the Boogeyman. And I'm not going to argue with the fans who call him that. I'm a little more cautious about calling any fighter in the modern era a Boogeyman. It's nothing against Cibriel Matias. This guy is must-watch boxing. There's no doubt about that. One loss on Matias' record, which he avenged by stoppage. A points loss, which he avenged by stoppage. His 20 wins have all been inside the distance. His last 5 opponents have a combined record of 105 wins and 2 losses. That's quite impressive. The Australian southpaw, however, is 27 years of age, 4 years younger than Matias. 24 wins, 15 inside the distance, no losses, no draws. He's very ambitious. He's very talented. Liam Paro is a good fighter. Destroyed Montana Love last time out in his breakout fight in America last year. Now, it's a big ask, and he's got to go to Puerto Rico to do it. The business is 90% done, according to Jake Donovan. Matias is opting not to go the PBC route. He's fought on PBC/Tom Brown cards on Showtime, but he's not following them down Amazon Prime. It looks like they're trying to seal this MATCROOM DAZN deal. And according to Matias, even if he doesn't fight Liam Paro, his next fight will be on DAZN. And they've been trying to sign him for a minute. And with the roster they got on there, it's a very good signing. It's possible by the end of the year, we see a 140 undisputed fight. It's possible. Can Liam Paro cause what would be a huge upset in the industry? I fancy Matias to do a job on him. 21st body, to be honest. I really do. But I expect Liam to put up a very good battle. He's strong, he's powerful, he's skillful. Matias is just relentless. He retains the power from the first to the mid rounds to late on. His power retention is second to none. It's a hard ask, and it's in Puerto Rico, Matias' backyard. They're going to be going crazy. But MATCROOM has still got to nail down the signing and confirm that the fight's on. Let's hope they can get it over the line. With so few dates for the PBC on Amazon Prime, he's made the right move. I mean, if we can get Devin versus Matias, they're going to put it on pay-per-view, no doubt. And maybe it shouldn't be, but good fight. That's a good fight, though.
You are only as good as your last fight.
Don't often agree with Boxing 24, whatever they call themselves, but yeah, Conor's last performance this past weekend against Pete Dobson has him looking like fish bait. A lot of people fancy their luck. So on social media, Tank responded to Conor's Christmas list of fights he wanted. Eubank Jr., Errol Spence Jr., Kell Brook, Devin Haney, Mario Barrios. Tank Davis responded to this post and said, "Funny how you looked last night. Give me 3 weeks and a weekend in Turks. What is Turks? And your ass is grass." Conor fired back, "Okay, here he is, the woman-beating munchkin from Oz. Let's do it." Eddie Hearn, obviously inquisitive, He asked Gervonta, do you want this fight? Gervonta responded, what we doing, Eddie? Now, Gervonta went back and forth with the likes of Tevin Farmer, Devin Haney, and the fights haven't materialized. I don't want to put a negative on what could be a potentially talked about clash for various reasons. But I don't know, like, if Tank is planning to fight in London this year, the Conor Benn fight would be ideal. It would be ideal, but Conor doesn't have his issues with the board resolved, and that needs to be straightened out because the fight in America doesn't fly. Conor is unknown to the American audience. Is Tank going to move up to 147 because Conor sure can't get down to 140 or 35? Interesting. Would Eddie pitch him in there with Tank on the strength of that last performance? Gervonta probably fancies his chances of lifting Conor's head off his shoulders with them uppercuts, because Conor's rusty and his defense isn't where it needs to be. And of course, it could all be just hot air from Tank. You know what I mean? They were talking about Tank versus Frank Martin, and then all of a sudden, he wants Conor Benn smoke. See, the Frank Martin fight, let's keep it real. He doesn't maintain them numbers he did with Ryan against Frank Martin. The UK, different territory, different market, would be lucrative for Tank. Some people have said a stadium fight. No, it's not a stadium fight. It would sell out the O2. The tickets would be gone on the first day. And I think it would do good pay-per-view numbers. Definitely so.